Hi, I'm going to discuss the Foreign Contribution Regulation Amendment Bill 2020. This is a bill to amend the Foreign Contribution Regulation Act 2010. As you all know, the bill has been passed by the Lok Sabha and also by the Rajya Sabha. It is to place a regulation on the foreign contribution which is received in India from overseas. So salient features are: number one, it's not allowed in an organization having public servant, no subgranting, then administrative expenses cap has been curbed, then cancel MHA has been empowered to cancel for more than 180 days, then SBI account has to be there to receive the account, then voluntary surrender of registration has been introduced, and there are so many things. Now I'm going to discuss one by one. Number one, no public servant. That is, if an organization, if it has a public servant, it cannot receive a foreign contribution, which can be said if an organization is managed or controlled by a government or government agency, they cannot receive foreign contribution. Now, the most important part is no subgranting. Earlier, it was allowed that one organization which was registered under FCRA, they can receive the foreign contribution and they can grant it to other organization having the registration for execution of project or anything else. But now this has been curbed. That is an organization which has received the foreign contribution. They cannot give a contribution, they cannot subgrant it to another person, whether it is registered under FCRA or not. That has totally been curbed. It is going to impact the organization which were used to work together on some common project and all. Now coming to the administrative expenses. The admin expenses we earlier allowed were 50% of the foreign contribution. Means the organization could have paid to salaries, travel expenses up to 50% of the foreign contribution. But now limit has been reduced. Now it is only 20%, which means there would be problem in paying the fee to the professionals, travels, etc. The admin expenses is allowed only up to 20% of the foreign contribution received. Now, while registration, the Aadhaar for the chief functionary and the office bearer or the directors has been made mandatory in case they are Indian, and the passport or the OCI card in case of foreigner director or foreign office bearer. It has been made mandatory. MHA has been given wide powers. Now they can cancel the FCRA registration for more than 180 days in case of there is any contravention by the organization. Also, they can freeze the foreign contribution account if they find out there is some complaint or there is some contravention of the act. Earlier, it was not allowed. Now there is a new provision under which the organization can voluntarily go for cancellation of the FCRA registration. They can go to the appropriate government and apply for the cancellation or suspension of the voluntary surrender of the FCRA registration. In that case, if the MHA finds that the organization is compliant of the law, they can allow. But one very important thing is that while surrendering the registration, they have to surrender the assets also which were acquired with the help of the foreign contribution. Suppose, for example, an organization has bought a car. So while surrendering the registration, it has to surrender the car also. Now coming to the renewal. Now MHA has been given the power under renewal. It can be renewed, but it has power to inquire if there is any. They can question why renewal is required or what are the terms and conditions. MHA has got the power. And the most important thing, all the organization has to open an SBI bank account where it can receive the contribution, which means the contribution cannot be received in any other account. Just to clarify, the organization can maintain more than one account. One has to be an SBI bank account at New Delhi branch, and it can where it has to receive the foreign contribution, and it can take out contribution from that account to any other FCR account with any other bank from where it can utilize. So these were the salient changes which I discussed, which is proposed by the bill. Hope you have got an understanding of that. Thank you.